Hello and welcome into another edition of Chi Time, your conscious living show with me, Clara Apollo. And on this episode, I have for you a global master lyricist. Yes, the Lyrical Chef is coming up. I'm so excited that Macka B is going to be on the line very shortly. He's been on the reggae scene for over 30 years. He's DJ, influential, toaster, and won awards as Best British Male DJ in the early 90s. He's worked with Mad Professor, U-Roy, Burning Spear, The Wailers, Lee Perry, and it's just been all around the world. A lot of people on the reggae scene know and love him. And he's really come into our orbit on the conscious living scene at the beginning of the year when he started to produce these minute-long Medical Mondays or What Me Wednesdays, where he would speak, and does still every single week, about the properties, the benefits, the nutritional benefits of plant-based materials. I can't wait to speak with him and ask him how all this sort of evolved for him. And now he's released a new album called Health is Wealth. He's on tour. He's coming to Brighton. I got involved. I got involved through this particular vegetable here, the beetroot. He's got a fantastic rap about beetroots, and I'm a complete beetroot lover. And it was my son Louis who introduced me to that. Got a right Harvest Festival here as well, haven't I? We were in Brighton, and he said, "Oh, Mum, you've got to listen to this guy." And I just had to play it again several times. The humour coming through, but the depth of wisdom and knowledge that he's bringing too is just remarkable. So, before I keep going on about it, let's get him on the line and see if I can stay calm as well. I'm rather excited because we're going to play some tracks as well off the new album, and we're going to talk to Macka B on Chi Time. So welcome to Chi Time, Macka B.
Yeah, man, greetings. Nice to be here.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure. Totally brilliant. I've got a Harvest Festival for you here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm being supported by the plant-based products, and I just thank you so much for the awareness that you're bringing to, a whole different section of society, I think, really. And I'm so curious because you've been picked up by BBC Radio, you've been in national newspapers recently. It's all been this year, hasn't it?
Yeah. I think it's because of the Cucumba thing, Like it really went viral, It went all over the world, and as you say, Daily Mail picked up on it, the BBC, people were sharing the Instagram. It had over 43 million views on one Facebook post alone, So, yeah, it's been really good. But I've been like a vegan for quite a long time.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, when did you become a vegan and why?
Yeah, probably about 20 years ago. But okay. I stopped eating meat when I was 16. I was at college, and I was going to have lunch at this place near the college, and I had this meat product then, and I was eating it, and I just didn't feel comfortable with it anymore. I just started to identify, well, it's not really meat, it's an animal. This used to be a living entity, so I didn't feel good, and I felt kind of sick. So I said, boy, from then I was going to cut out the meat completely, so I just stopped from then, just cut out all the meat, the chicken, the mutton, all of it, but I carried on with the fish. That was the thing. I carried on with the fish for a bit because we're from Jamaican background, and and they eat a lot of fish, snappers and saltfish and all these kind of things, And Jamaica's national dish is ackee and saltfish, so it's something that I was kind of used to. But then I came to the realization, well, fish has got a face as well, and a fish is an animal just the same, So then I cut out the fish as well, and then it was the dairy products,
Yes. So you were sort of like vegetarian for a bit, and then it's, as you're saying, when your awareness was growing within
that's it.
Really.
And then with the dairy products, I used to get like really bad stomachaches, Like I'd be on the bathroom floor, writhing in agony sometimes, and you don't know what it is, But then I started to realize it was the milk, it was the dairy products, because a lot of black people especially are lactose intolerant. You cannot digest the milk sugars, you know. So as soon as I cut out the dairy, the stomachaches disappeared, you know. So I was just full on vegan from then, you know.
So purely for health, but top health. And your awareness growing, the sensitivity that grew between you and your body, you know, as you were listening and not overriding the symptoms, you're going, there's something going on here and I'm going to see what I can do about it.
Yeah, most definitely. 'Cause you really got to listen to your body, you know, 'cause it's talking to you all the time, you know. It's just some people choose to ignore it, you know, but it's talking all the time, you know. So from when I was young, I was really listening to what my body was saying, and it doesn't really like this. It's not really fitting with me, so I can let it go, you know. Some people haven't got the willpower to like listen to their body and then stop something straight away. They have to do it like gradually, you know. So, but I find that I have the willpower to just be able to say, all right, that's enough. I'll just stop, you know.
Yeah, and because you do, because of what you do with that information, you inspire other people to, you know, take themselves seriously as well. So this handing over to personal responsibility, because we choose what we put in our mouths, don't we?
Exactly. Yeah. But we choose, but we're kind of coerced into it, you know. Like we cannot forget the media and everything, you know, because if you're not a really strong-willed person, you're easily manipulated, you know. And for instance, the milk, you know, you'd think that milk was the most healthiest thing on the planet, you know.
From what they tell you, yeah.
Yeah, from what they tell you if you listen to the media. But then if you tell a person, go and put your head under a udder and drink some milk, they'd be horrified. They think, no, I could never do that. But that's the reality, you know. So we just have to deal with reality, you know.
Well, the real reality, like you say, people that are buying their meat in the plastic packages, they don't even know which animal it's come from most of the time. There's that ignorance. But, you know, in this world of mass information, ignorance is a choice. And I think with what you're doing and bringing consciousness through your lyrics and your humor as well, Macka B, let's not forget that. You know, you have a really, really sweet way of bringing through the information, which makes it accessible for people to consider. And you know, I think the cucumba, I mean, how did you get inspiration for that? I mean, where did that come from, that particular one? I have 4 of them here. I don't know why I seem to have like loads of them with me at the moment, but yeah, because that was the one, wasn't it, that really got you inspired?
Well, what it is, I did a song called Wami Eat like about 7 years ago, and it became very popular. It's like a vegan anthem, they were saying, you know, and there's a lot of memes on it, and you know, when I play it at dances, it went down very well. So we started to go into the social media a little bit, and like I got I got 5 children. They're big people, but they're into the social media, you know.
Okay, yeah.
So they were saying, Dad, let's go into the social media a little bit harder. So I agreed with them, and we started to do like a Wami Eat Wednesday, which was
how long ago did you start that up?
That was in like February, you know.
Oh, I was going to say, it's just the beginning of 2017, isn't it?
Yeah, and it was really initially just to encourage people who've never had a vegan meal before to go and try one, and then post a comment, and if you like it, maybe you'll try another one, you know. So it's just an introduction to veganism, and we got a kind of a good response from it, you know, very good response. And then we said, all right, let's go a bit deeper. Let's try a medical Monday. So that was trying to tell people the medicinal values of fruit and veg.
Yes.
So we were thinking, instead of like saying to people, well, don't eat this, you're a bad person, or don't do that, we concentrate on the positive and say, all right then, you see these fruits and veg, you know how good they are for you, you know what's inside of them, you know your body's yearning for some of these, you know. So when we started to do the Medical Monday, and at first I was just talking it like how I'm talking to you, and saying, oh, this has got this in, this has got this, and this is good for that, and this is good for this. But then I said, all right, let's do it in Macka B style.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it with a bit of rhyme, you know. So I did one with a bit of rhyme. I think the first one I did was an avocado.
Okay.
And the response that we get was tremendous. Like I got like 1 million views on my Facebook, you know, on my Facebook alone. And people saying, oh, they love it and they love the style and the humor and everything. So we said, well, we might be onto something here. So we carried on, did a few more, and then we did Cucumba. And when we did Cucumba, as I said before, the place, it just erupted, you know, everybody went crazy, and Unilad asked if they could post it. So we said, yeah, you can post it, and they posted it, and then they got like 43 million views on their post, and then it's got hundreds of millions of views like all over the world. And
Oh man.
it went on Instagram, and people like Naomi Campbell were sharing it on Instagram. And when you look on her Instagram, it's only Naomi Campbell you see on it, and then you see Macka B with a cucumber and, you know, doing his rhyme, and, you know, and Diana Ross's daughter shared it, and everybody started to share it. So it just become viral, as they say.
As they say, indeed. Wow. How did that make you feel?
No, it made me feel good, you know, because it's who I am anyway, you know. You know, when you can do something and people can gravitate towards it and you're just being yourself, that's the greatest thing, you know.
Yeah. Hey, I tell you what, on the album, you've got a remix of Cucumba, or Cucumba. I have to say it the Macka B way. I can never say cucumber English way anymore, you know. Oh, I'm going to be Cucumba. Yeah. So you remixed it for the album.
Yeah, we mixed it for the album. Yeah, and it's good because we even did a Cucumba dance challenge. So yeah, because there's people. We said to the people, go into the supermarket or in your house or whatever, and they were dancing to the song, the remix of Cucumba. And there's some people in Waitrose, and there's some in America in Whole Foods, and they're all dancing with their cucumbers. You know, it's nice.
Fabulous. So I think we're going to have to play the track, aren't we, really? So for those of you at home watching this or listening in, grab your cucumber and get on down to a bit of Macka B from the Health is Wealth tour, and we'll be back with him after this.
Welcome to Macka B's Medical Mondays. Welcome to Macka B's Medical Mondays. Welcome to Macka B's Medical Mondays. Today it's all about this, the cucumber, or as they call it in Jamaica, cucumba. 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 Vitamins, minerals, very high numbers. Silica, hair and nails get longer. Other vitamins make your bones them stronger. Anti-wrinkle make you look younger. 95% water, kidney cleanser, great hydrator, detox fiber, good regulator. Give your body good things, don't be a traitor. Get the cucumber, cut it in a slice, put it in a jug of water overnight. You know what you get for a fraction of the price? Energy drink full of electrolytes. Roaring salad is one of the user. As a base for your vegetable juice. Another surprise, put a slice on your eyes. Take away the dryness, revitalize. Oh yes, one thing I have left. Cucumba can answer help with bad breath. Wash away the bacteria that cause the odor. Cucumba water instead of soda. Cucumba. 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 Get the cucumba. Get the cucumba. Get the cucumba. Get the cucumba. 95% water. 95% water. 95% water. Kidney cleanser, great hydrator. 95% water. 95% water. 95% water. Give your body good things, don't be a traitor. Cucumba. 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 Oh yes, one thing I have left. Cucumba can answer help with bad breath. Oh yes, oh yes. Cucumba can answer help with bad breath. Cucumba.
So the Cucumba track with Macka B here on Chi Time, and we're talking about the nutritional benefits of food and also the medicinal benefits of it. And I'm also going to, I'm very aware that I've got all this fresh produce sat behind me, and I'm feeling the chi, the life force energy, or as you might refer to it as the ITER And, you know, being a Rastafarian man, it's like, I didn't even know what ITEL meant. And it's in your lyrics, you know, ITEL is vital, which I love. So I'm looking it up and it's like, oh, it means life force. It's chi, you know, and this sort of runs through, doesn't it? Everything that you do, you know, the naturalness that you are. So, yeah, I just wondered if you want to have a little bit of a chat about your ITIL.
Yeah. Well, as I say, as Rastafari, you know, from long time, Rastafari have been talking about the ITAL food, you know, and as I say, it's a life force, it's natural, and it's organic, you know, like unprocessed, you know. So from as a youth growing up, I've always been around like ITAL food as well, you know. A lot of Jamaicans, you know, they know of the ITAL foods, even though a lot don't follow it, but they know of the ITAL food, you know. So it's a food where not processed, less chemicals, you know. It's food which is more intuitive to your system, you know. And Rastafari even used to say like no salt as well, you know. And no salt, because you know the salt can high your blood pressure and all these kind of things. But it's a type of salt as well, you know. A lot of people just use the denatured white table salt, you know. But you know, nowadays you have more like Himalayan salt and like the Celtic salts where it could be better, you know, still. But ITAL food is ITAL food, you know. And as I say, Rastafari are great advocates of it, you know, and it's something that we have regularly, you know. ITAL soup, you know, is we call it ITAL sip. That's like soup without no meat in it, you know. So it's ITAL sip we have, and we have ITAL stew, you know. So it's really a great thing, you know.
So when you cook, though, a lot of the life force is removed from the plant. So do you also have raw food as well? That's something that you get into.
Yeah, man. We have like 80% of my food is raw, you know.
There we go. Yeah.
We have the 20% which is cooked still, you know, but most of it is raw, the fresh. You can't beat the fresh fruit and vegetables, you know.
Good. I had a feeling that you were going to be on that as well, because that's where all the nutrition is. And you know, I was wondering what the difference between a vegetable smoothie and a soup was, and it's literally going to be the heat, isn't it? You know, just
it's going to be the heat, yeah. But sometimes when you cook, you lose the enzymes and all those kind of things. We know that, you know.
Yeah, and also there's not as much nourishment in the soil anymore, is there? So you know the need for superfoods is starting to come in more, and I noticed that's something that Could you talk to us a bit about the need for supplements and superfoods, as well as, you know, an ITIL diet?
Yeah, well, you know, the soil is depleted, you know. It's not as enriched as it once was, you know, and a lot of chemicals around, and you know, a lot of pollution and those kind of things. So the superfoods are kind of needed, you know. Like we advocate things like moringa, you know, which is really a great food, you know. It's in Africa, it's in India, you know, and it's got a lot of nutrients in it, you know. It's one of the foods with one of the most nutrients in the world. They got baobab, which is like one of the highest vitamin C in the world, you know. We got hemp seeds, you know, which have got all the omega fatty acids that we need. And, you know, we need all these things, the greens, you know. We have like the spirulina and the chlorella and all those kind of things, you know. So, you know, one thing they always say with vegans is like, where you get your protein, you know. That's always the big question, you know. But there's lots of protein, and you don't need as much as they try and make out as well, you know. So that's another story, you know. But in the spirulina and all those kind of things, there's a lot, you know. And we have many other things as well.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that whole protein scam. Really, we get a lot from the plants anyway, but we don't need as much as we're sort of thought to, you know, what we're advertised to. So I'm getting uncomfortable here, because I'm very aware that the world that we live in is not very truthful, and what we're doing here is coming back to honesty. And actually, we could sort of quote some of your Lyrical Chef here: the positivity, honesty, humor, integrity, justice, equality, love, humanity, kindness, generosity, consciousness, sense, intelligence, and reasoning. I mean, this is all it's what we need. It's not just what we need to eat, it's what we need to feed our minds as well.
Yeah, but it's the way we put it over, you know. Like we know certain things what are happening, but a lot of people are blind to it, you know. And
Mm.
if you tell them in a certain way, they put up a barrier, you know. A lot of people put up a barrier and think, no, nobody wouldn't be doing something like that, you know. But we know there's a lot of unscrupulous people in this world, you know,
Mm.
for monetary reasons and for power reasons, for whatever reasons, you know, are doing certain things, you know, and giving us certain things and giving a lot of misinformation, you know. But it's up to people like you, it's up to people like me to try and inform the youths, especially the young ones coming up, you know, so they can really make it a better place and can really change the world. Everybody can do their little bit to really change the world, you know. So that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, because we were born to be in this time. I think we're both children of the 60s. I'm going to be honest here. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we're supposed to be here at this time of great change and possibility to, you know, steer our personal ships the best we can and be part of our communities in the best way we can to inspire each other. And I really feel that you're doing this, and by bringing the whole vegan message through your lyrics and then your live shows, and as you said, there's the social media, you've got a great combination going on where people can get involved in a new way. I mean, you know, you can go to a gig and pick up some information about the food that you're eating in a very natural way that doesn't feel like it's being forced on you. It's just, you're just inviting people to play.
Exactly. And as I say, a lot of young people are really gravitating towards it, even on like the Facebook. I got like hundreds of thousands of people, but a lot of them are young people, like between 18 and 34, you know, so they're really getting the message, you know, and as we say, they're the ones who really need the message. They're the future, you know, and they can really change things, you know.
Yeah, so we're laying the ground for them to be able to come through. So with something like that question, What Me Eat, which is the next track that we're going to play, and as you said, it's a track from 7 years ago. So this is where you were bringing it through. But now 7 years on, isn't it like all the cells in your body have changed after 7 years anyway? So it's obviously time.
Yeah,
really
regeneration.
Yeah. So it feels sort of timely that this is coming through now, and it's as well as a statement, it's a question. It's a conscious awareness. What do I eat? What do I choose to eat? And you know, so is this how it came through for you when you were writing it, or was it one of those inspired moments? It just happened.
No, it's going around the world, like when the promoters are making food for you or asking for food, and you say, I don't eat meat, it's okay. I don't eat fish, okay. I don't have eggs or cheese or dairy products or even honey and all these kind of things. So they start to get confused, you know. They're thinking, well, there's nothing else to eat, you know. And they look at me. I'm a big person, you know. I'm 6'3", you know. So double extra large. So I'm a big man, so they know I was eating something, you know. So that's why I decided to make the song as well, you know, just to inform them all the things that vegans can eat, you know. Like you don't have to eat all the things that I say, but these are what a vegan can eat and still be a vegan, you know. So I was showing them that the meat and the fish is not really necessary, you know, because there's very healthy people all over the world who are following the vegan lifestyle, you know, and being very healthy and, you know, showing the world how it can be, you know, bodybuilders, athletes, everybody. So I think nowadays people are realizing, you know.
I've absolutely true. You know, it's becoming much more mainstream, much more acceptable. You can get a wider range of possibilities pretty much anywhere you go. I mean, but do you find this with when you are touring, when you're in different countries, that some countries it is a bit easier than others?
Yeah, man, most definitely. Yeah, I remember years ago I went to Serbia, and then we was in the restaurant, and they said to the waiter that he doesn't need meat or fish or anything like that. So they said he whispered in the person's ear, say, "What's wrong with him? Is he ill?" Because they thought you were ill, you know. So that was then in Serbia, you know. It's moved on a bit now, you know. But when I used to first go to Germany and those places, it was kind of similar, you know. There's a lot of meat, you know. You have to, even when you had veg, sometimes when you take up the veg, there might be like some pork underneath, you know. It's like you have to be really careful. But now Germany's up with it, you know. They got vegan supermarkets, they got, you know, loads of things in places like Czech Republic, you know. They got a lot of vegan restaurants, and You know, when you go to Jamaica, the Caribbean, you know, everybody knows about the ITER food anyway in Jamaica, you know.
Yeah, of course.
And America, it's big over there, you know. So they're kind of far ahead of Europe when it comes to like the vegan thing, you know. But it's much easier now than it used to be.
Certainly is. And to be honest, anyone can eat vegan food.
Yeah, man. But the thing is, some of them do and don't even realize they are doing it.
Yeah, that's what we know.
They'll say to you, oh, what's a vegan food? And they've just had like, I don't know, beans on toast or something like that.
Yeah, right.
And that would be vegan food. It might not be the healthiest, but you know, it would be vegan food, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's play What Me Eat off the new album, Health is Wealth, here Macka B on Chi Time.
ITER, we're ITER, and a vegan, we're vegan. I eat from the earth and leave the animals to give birth. No deaders, no fur, no feathers. When I tell people I don't eat meat, fish or dairy, they look at me strangely. They don't realize I eat a wide variety. Listen to Macka B. Yeah, how when me eat them, I wonder when me eat. When me tell them, say me no eat no fish or no meat now. How when me eat them, I wonder when me yam. When me tell them, say that I'm a vegan. How when me eat them, I wonder when me eat. When me tell them, say me no eat no fish or no meat now. How when me eat them, I wonder when me yam. When me tell them, say that I'm a vegan. When me no eat no meat, no fish, no cheese, no egg. Nothing with no foot, no eye, no wing, no head. Nothing with no lips, no ears, no toe, no leg. Me prefer fruit and vegetable instead. Me careful and me choose about what I'm eating. Me medicine, me food is me medicine. When me tell people that me no eat them the thing, they look at me and scratch them chin and start wondering how when me eat them, I wonder when me eat. When me tell them say me no eat no fish or no meat now. How when me eat them, I wonder when me yam. When me tell them say that I'm a vegan man. How when me eat them, I wonder when me eat. When me tell them say me no eat no fish or no meat now. How when me eat them, I wonder when me eat. You want me eat? I eat cantaloupe, ackee, sweet potato, yam, banana and tomato, cabbage, spinach, avocado, chocho, butter, bean and cocoa, courgette, millet, plantain, rice and peas and pumpkin, mango, dates and guava, chickpeas and cassava, Brussels sprouts and cauliflower, onion, fennel and cucumber, plum, pear and papaya, aubergine and saya, lime, lentils and quinoa, homemade bread and homemade flour, watercress and okra, tofu and sweet pepper, couscous and carrot, broccoli and coconut, peaches, apples, apricot, breadfruit, jackal, sour, pistachios, to choose an almond, walnut, peanut, salsa, pecan, sesame seeds and flour, lemon, orange, pineapple and melon, bulgur wheat and garlic, hitchiki and rocket, pacho and pomegranate, kiwi, corn and turnip, berries, cherries and strawberries, beetroot, grapefruit and celeries. You see the meat not necessary. We tell them say, when me eat them, I wonder when me eat. When me tell them say me no eat no fish or no meat now. How when me eat them, I wonder when me yam. When me tell them say that I'm a vegan. How when me eat them, I wonder when me eat. When me tell them say me no eat no fish or no meat now. How when me eat them, I wonder when me yam. When me tell them say that I'm a vegan. Look how me big and me say look how me strong. Some people can't believe say Macka be a vegan. If you want a healthy body, check the real Rasta man. Cause Rasta man will tell you about the right nutrition. Me get me calcium, me sodium, me get potassium, me get me zinc, me get me iron and me magnesium. Instead of yam the fish, me yam what the fish yam. Like the kelp and Irish monster glowing at the ocean. Me get me proteins and me mineral, me get me calorie, the vitamins A, the B, the C, the D, the E, the F, the G. Essential fatty acid like the omega 3. Me get me fiber and me carbohydrates in my body. Don't forget your water, drink a few glasses a day. The toxins in your body just flush them away. Some of the things you eat stop in your body and decay. When it comes to food I don't play. Me tell them say, when me eat them I wonder when me eat. When me tell them say me no eat no fish or no meat now. When me eat them I wonder when me yam. When me tell them say that I'm a vegan. When me eat them I wonder when me eat. When me tell them say me no eat no fish or no meat now. When me eat them I wonder when me yam. When me tell them say that I'm a vegan. A lot of people would have stopped eating meat if they had to kill the animal before they could have eat. Look at the way the animal and get treated. Unsanitary condition where some of them keep it. We're supposed to eat the meat, we would have shot it. You wouldn't need a knife and a fork, you know see it. You can't eat it raw, you have to cook it complete and put on vegetable seasoning to make it taste sweet. How when me eat them, I wonder when me eat. When me tell them say me no eat no fish or no meat now. How when me eat them, I wonder when me yam. When me tell them say that I'm a vegan. How when me eat them, I wonder when me eat. When me tell you, say me no eat no fish or no meat now. And when me eat them, I wonder when me yam. When me tell you, say that I'm a, it's up to you. You can eat what you want to. You can be a vegan and you can be healthy too. There's a lot of choice around, many foods around you. Me just remember, some more me forget to tell you. The nectarines, the clementines, the tangerines, and guanabana, lychee house and ginger, kale, spirulina, mung beans, one me pasta, and etc, etc. No deaders, no feathers.
Oh, what me eat from Macka B's Health is Wealth new album out. How's the tour been going, Macka?
Yeah, it's been going very well, you know, like playing to a lot of packed houses, and the people have been like really energetic, you know, and we've been doing a lot of encores and all those kind of things, you know, and they're really loving the message, you know. Like the last one we were in, the people were saying, yeah, they felt like they were in a fitness class, you know. It's like, yeah, because we get them jumping around a lot as well, you know. We're talking about the health as well as other social things as well, you know, and they really enjoy it, you know, as Rasta say, they really full enjoy it, you know, and it's been really nice so far, you know.
No, you're so right. I mean, dance and exercise is an important part of health as well, isn't it? And if anybody's trying to lose weight or anything, you know, you have to do the whole combination, you know, mind, body, and, you know, spirit all working together.
Exactly.
Yes, and when you go to a gig like one of yours, you've got, you know, you're immersed in the experience, aren't you? So you're there with everyone else. You're in community, which is another lovely reason to go to a gig as well. And yeah. Do people turn up with various random fruits or vegetables or anything?
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
I thought they might. Yeah.
It was in Wales. The last one was in Wales, and there was somebody there with a leek. You know, they were waving a leek about all night. You know, so it was kind of good. And sometimes when I'm gonna do the Cucumba song,
yeah,
I just see a random Cucumba just come on the stage somewhere, and you know, like I was in a festival in Germany, and people had the Cucumbas, you know, and they brought it along, you know, and so I do it with the song and everything, you know. It's good vibes, and everybody's smiling, you know. And
exactly. Have you ever signed a Cucumba?
No, that would be a first. No,
I was going to see what I can do at the Brighton gig, because the whole story about the Brighton gig. But I was going to ask you about this weird little fruit. What you know about the Physalis? Do you know this little baby?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I know the Physalis. Yeah, it's like the lantern.
It is like a little lantern, isn't it?
Yeah. No, we have it still. Yeah. We do have it sometimes, you know.
So what
you know, kind of things in it, you know.
What's it good for, apart from it's a very weird little fruit and quite pretty?
No, it's got a lot of vitamin C in it, so you know.
Oh, okay.
Antioxidants and those kind of things, you know. So
Macka B just antioxidants on tea time, yay!
Yeah, I think they call it the golden berry as well, you know. So
they do, I think, yeah. And sometimes it gets dried up. And what happens when fruit gets dried? Does it still maintain its nutritional properties, or does it lose some once it loses its moisture?
Yeah, it loses moisture. Sometimes it's just the water, but some of them, they say it has more nutrients, you know. With certain fruits, they say when it's dried, it's like it's more powerful, you know. So
was that because it's more like sort of concentrated?
Yeah, it's concentrated, less water. Yeah.
So is this like, I'm thinking apricots, as you were saying that?
Yeah, they do say that with the apricots. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, but organic apricots, not the ones with sulfur on them.
No. No preservatives, just organic.
Do you have time to even grow your own vegetables? Is it something that you'd like to do, or do you manage it?
Yes, sometimes we do, but there's people have allotments and thing, you know. So sometimes it's good to support people, you know. Then you make it a community then. Exactly,
because when you're coming and going, doing touring and stuff, it's difficult to go water the allotment. But if it's a team of you, then you can be part of that. Yeah, and there is this call now to like grow food, not lawns, isn't it? Actually grow your own, and that way you know what you're getting, and you've got that connection with your produce. I think there's something really magical about this. Yeah, I'm a bit excited because I did have a vegetable garden last year in Austria, because I'm a house sitter. I haven't had a permanent home for 3 years. Bit of an experiment, looking to an eco community long term. But the thing that I really miss is growing my vegetables, and I'm particularly fond of squashes. I've got one here. He's a bit buried, but he's there. A little squash, and I've got loads of squash seeds, and I feel like seeds are like a currency of potential that, you know, and I just think there's something wonderful about planting seeds in the earth. And I know it's really normal stuff, but it's still something that really fires me up, and I get excited about it. And
that's good.
Yeah, just thought I'd share that with you, Macka B. Thank you. I wondered if you liked growing things, but like you say, it's probably tricky when you're on the move.
Yeah. But it is a great thing to grow things anyway, from a seed to when it bears, and then, you know, you can't beat it really, you know.
I know I used to go and do my meditations next to the vegetable patch, just because I loved them. I felt like it was Mother Nature's sort of, it was her natural creations, you know. It just felt so right. So yeah, completely. It felt totally real. But, you know, from being a lyrical chef, because that is the track we're going to play out with in a little bit. Have you found yourself becoming more of an actual chef? Do you really up for cooking and stuff? Or?
No, I do anyway, you know, because, you know, in Jamaican households, the man cooks a lot as well, you know. Yeah. They have a saying that if a man can't cook, he should go hungry, you know. So, yeah. We like to cook, and the children like when I cook as well, you know. So.
Okay, so it's something that you've always done. Yeah,
man. For a long time I've done it still, you know.
So it's natural, it's just part of you. So we're going to get a Macka B recipe book coming out soon.
You might just, a lot of people ask that same question.
I thought they might.
Yeah, just keep your eyes open.
Yeah. I think that what's been happening from looking at what you're doing, this sort of raising of consciousness and the food that you're eating and everything, I really got that what you're talking about is a universal message that goes across culture, race, gender, colour, everything. We all get consciousness and we all need to eat. And I really love that food is something that connects us all in that consciousness. And, you know, have you seen that around the world as you've been doing what you're doing, the way that everyone connects through your music and through the content of what you're bringing through?
Yeah, man, most definitely, yeah. Because as you say, everybody has to eat, you know. And sometimes you just mention food, you know, it just becomes a talking point, you know. So people love to talk about food, you know. People like the taste of food, you know. It makes people feel good, you know. Even though sometimes it's the wrong kind of food, but, you know, it's something what everybody partakes of, you know. So as I say, it gets interest from people all over the world, you know. And I've had people from as far as Australia, you know, they get into it, in Africa and Mexico and Argentina and Latin America, you know. And everybody's onto the same message, you know. As you say, everybody can get into that message, you know. There's no boundaries to it, you know. So from you just eating healthy and thinking good, you're thinking about what you're thinking about the animals, you know. Because we think about the animals as well, you know. They have the right to have a life, you know. Simple as that, you know. And we're thinking about the environment as well, you know. So whatever you're thinking about, whatever leans you towards veganism, it's all good, because one connects to the other, you know. So if you do it for health reasons, you're also going to help the animals. If you do it for the animals, you're going to help your health as well, you know. So it's all connected, you know. And I just give thanks that, you know, it's going how it's going, and people are listening to the message, and, you know, it's like a resurgence, you know, because I strongly believe that people were vegans like in the original times, you know. As you can see, like our teeth are not made for it, our body's not really made for it, you know. So I think we're just returning to how it was in the past, you know.
And having, as you rightly saying, having animals as they're sentient beings, that they are our companions here on the planet, and they have a soul life as well. And it's just not okay that all this mass slaughtering is causing so much harm, basically.
It's something which has to be hidden. That's the thing, because if a lot of the young people actually saw what happened in the slaughterhouses, they'd be vegans tomorrow. you know, that's the reality of it. You know?
Yeah, and there are some great films out, aren't there, and people that are exposing the reality of this. That it's like when we show kids that, and when children, when they're younger, they don't want to eat bunny rabbits or lambs. They don't want to, you know. They get, it doesn't feel right to them, and children are so wise. They really know what's right, and it just gets yeah. Anyway, was it? We're getting there, and you with your message. Thank you so much for everything that you do to bring through the wealth and wisdom that you are for all of us.
Give thanks.
And how can people find out more about you, Macka B?
Yeah, you can check out the Facebook, official Macka B, the fan page. Also the Instagram, official Macka B, the Twitter as well, and the website www.maccab.com, and you spell Macka B MACKAB.com.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have to do this because Macka B is coming to Brighton. Look at this. He's doing a lot of other gigs, but because I'm hosting him in Brighton, I'm so lucky. There's a whole story behind that, Macka, I tell you. But yeah, 27th of November with Resonators, who are a superb dub reggae outfit. They're really looking forward to meeting you, and are so honoured to be on sharing the same stage as you. So check out consciouslivingevents.co.uk, but actually most of it's going through Comedia in Brighton or Skiddle online, and you've got it all on your website too. But as I said, you're also doing events all around the country, aren't you? So just to head over to your website, look at the events page and see where people can pick you up or pick up on you and bring their cucumbers to your gig. Yeah, Cucumba.
That's it. You got it.
Yeah. Hey, thanks so much. Let's play out with some Lyrical Chef with Macka B. Keep your chi up, my friend. Thank you so much for being part of Chi Time.
Thanks. Don't forget.
Health is wealth.
Yeah.
Super stuff. Thank you.
Yo, they must say Macka B, you're full of lyrics for real. Your lyrics then fill we up like we just had a delicious ITER meal. Oh, you mean? Lyrics come in like fine cuisine, sweet, spicy, sometimes bitter, but always well prepared and full of flavor. I'm a lyrical chef, I come to cook up some lyrics, yo. Yeah, yo. I'm a lyrical chef, I come to cook up some lyrics, yo. Yeah, yo. I'm a lyrical chef, I come to cook up some lyrics, yo. Yeah, yo. I'm a lyrical chef, I come to cook up some lyrics, yo. Yeah, yo. Me take a bag of positivity, and so me start me recipe. Mix it with a handful of honesty. Me grate her up a little humor and blend it with integrity. Sprinkle in some justice and equality. Me take a bowl full of love and a pinch of humanity. A cup of kindness and a jug of generosity. Me combine the lyrics them properly, and then me cook the whole of them in our melody. Me boil up some sense, steam up some intelligence. Them have to in my ingredients. Put in a little spice. Them make the lyrics them nice. Then me blend the lyrics them with me vice. Mixing some consciousness and some reasoning. Me say that give the flavor and the seasoning. And if me want the fire lyrics me get hotter and a better, all me do is add in little pepper. Come and say cook them up, Macka, me say cook them up. Look how you put the words together and I hook them up. Them not in a cookery book, you can't go look them up. Conscious lyric just a shoot them up and shoot them up. Me get the start of the lyrics, main course and dessert. The intro, the chorus and also the verse. A belly full of lyrics so them mentally burp. Lyrical culinary expert, I'm a lyrical chef. Me come to cook up some lyrics, yow. Yeah, yow. I'm a lyrical chef. Me come to cook up some lyrics, yow. Yeah, yow. I'm a lyrical chef. Me come to cook up some lyrics, yow. Yeah, yow. I'm a lyrical chef. Me come to cook up some lyrics, yow. Yeah, yow. Sometimes it have to raw, uncooked, undilute. raw and fresh like a fruit. Straight to the point, me say straight to the truth. You have to take it down to the root. Cause if you overcook, you destroy the enzyme. Enough of them can't take it raw all the time, but you have to drop it raw sometime and let it marinate in all the people in mind. I'm a lyrical chef, I come to cook up some lyrics, yo. Yeah, yo. I'm a lyrical chef, I come to cook up some lyrics, yo. Yeah, yo. I'm a lyrical chef, I come to cook up some lyrics, yo. Yeah, yo. I'm a lyrical chef, I come to cook up some lyrics, yo. Yeah, yo. Me say producer taking money and I spend it. Musician build the rhythm and me pen it. Then me cook the pot of lyrics and me blend it. With the mixing and the mastering, them send it. All I'm doing, I am planting a seed. Positive lyrics so your brain get feed. Instead of sprinkling the herbs, I am sprinkling the words. Brain food is what the people them need. I'm a lyrical chef, me come to cook up some lyrics, yo. Yeah, yo. I'm a lyrical chef, me come to cook up some lyrics, yo. Yeah, yo. I'm a lyrical chef, me come to cook up some lyrics, yo. Yeah, yo.